What's up, everybody? My name is Hatiana. Welcome back to my channel. I am obviously glad to be back. It's been a little minute. This will definitely be one of my longer videos. I wanted to expound on a topic that I have been thinking about for the last couple of weeks, actually. Um, First, let me get into my mental health check-in. I just like on a very brief life update. Um, Life been lifing. Not necessarily like in a very traumatic sense, but this whole asthma thing has taken a turn to the turn for the worst. I have been prescribed now 2 inhalers, one that I have to take every day, which is I believe it's called Advair. It's different. It's like circular. You have to open it up a particular kind of way and then blow in so that I can expand the lungs. And then I have an emergency inhaler just in case like I need to take that for like travel and different kind of things like that. Um yeah, I'm also going to be finally setting up my canopy bed today. So I'm going to be doing a lot of moving around and moving my furniture again. Mind you, this is probably about 3 months post since the last time I've tried to move anything around. Because the last time I tried to move anything around, yeah, the whole asthma thing had kicked up. And it's so crazy how I've been dealing with this later on in life because I've never experienced asthma before. But ever since COVID has happened, I get these asthmatic flare-ups. And the last time, like I said, when I was like lifting up, removing my carpet, putting a new one down, moving different furniture around, taking everything down in my room, all of this and a third. I believe some of those allergens and dust mites maybe have gotten into my system and they made me severely sick. Like, I'm talking about like can't breathe, can't move from my couch to the bathroom without trying to catch my breath. So it's been a lot. That has also made me sit out from like exercising and doing different things like that. And it has made it like kind of really hard. And I've had goals that I've wanted to accomplish, and um I think I was so headstrong on having my mindset on doing things a particular kind of way. I think the situation was a sign from my creator essentially telling me that I needed to go another way. So for the month of November and December, I will completely be fasting. Um I don't want to get into the particulars of all of what that consists of, but I need to make my immune system strong again. And I do believe, like, I just bought a whole bunch of different things from Amazon and things like that as far as supplements and stuff are concerned. So I will be fasting for the month of November and December. And y'all don't have to fret because I know it's holiday time. I am also one of those people who does not celebrate Americanized holidays, so I don't really too much give a damn about the degradation of my culture, which would be indigenous Indian, and I do not celebrate Christmas, so I'm not really tripping on that. Um, yeah, I think psychologically, um, with me having to sit down and not be able to stay on my shit, it has mentally caused me to get into a funk and revert back into ways that I'm not necessarily proud of. But again, I'm grabbing the bull by the horns for this month of November and for December so I can go into the new year with a clear mind and just with a lot less baggage on me. You know what I'm saying? I really, as I've gotten older, have prioritized my health. I have spoken about this in a previous, recording of mine, but I have really taken my health seriously in the last couple of years, and it does not get better. Like, you're only as young as you're ever going to be right now. And I was like, I forgot what was I doing? You know how you like crouch down? I was like crouched down and I went to get up, nigga. my my right knee popped. I said, "Oh no, I don't like the way that feels." So, and it was different because I never had felt that feeling before. You know what I'm saying? Um. So yeah, with the whole asthma thing or whatever, I had consulted with a doctor via what is the app called? Doctor on Demand. Because I had a whole week that I had to sit out. Like it was really like from work. Like I had to get like a doctor's note and everything. And through this last meeting with the doctor and stuff like that, she just told me like if it gets any worse, just consult with a pulmonologist. Like that's next steps, because you can't constantly be on prednisone, because that can affect your organs and your bodily functions. And I personally just don't think, I know a lot of people are on specific medication that contribute to helping their lungs because they have been asthmatic their whole entire lives. But I believe a lot of those people haven't taken, and this is just my opinion, I don't believe those people have taken a holistic approach to getting better. And I'm all about starting out with holistic approaches. So I have my ginger, like I did my shot, everything, child. So like I said, I am doing a heavy fast and I am doing a heavy detox for the months of November and December, because I believe my body truly needs it. And I know that I will feel fantastic once the new year starts. And I'm gonna come back also and make a whole nother video about all of the things that I've accomplished this year, and also a lot of the things that I fell short on as well. So it won't be like a video of me just thinking I'm like this perfect princess or nothing like that. No, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all like I always do. But anyway, enough about that. So the reason I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys today is because I had actually made a post a couple of weeks ago on Facebook where I essentially said, like, if they nuked this shit, like if the world was to end tomorrow, I would not care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think in the moment I would feel obviously adrenaline, because when you're getting nuked, or when you're aware that you're getting nuked, there can be a lot of, anxiety inducing things that happen within those moments. But as far as like me feeling like all these regrets and different kind of things like that about life, like those would not exist. It would not exist. And it's not necessarily that anything is wrong with life now. As a matter of fact, I would say that my life right now has been the best it's ever been. 2024 for me has been amazing in a lot of different ways. And I would say this was my, I don't want to say coming of age. Can I say that? This was just my year. Like 33 was my year. 33 was my year to discover who I truly am as a person. And really stand firm in like my truth and having my boundaries, and just really experiencing, I guess, what it feels like to be like a real functioning, healthy adult. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all of those different kind of things. Like this is the first year where I actually said this year is about me, and I could not be more happy for that. However, there for years I have always thought that I would rather not exist, not on some suicidal type shit, but just like to know that you exist in a reality where you have to get up and you have to participate within society, and you have to earn your keep here, and existing is just not free. That in itself could be very like depressing. But I was essentially saying, like, I think my life is pretty cool for what it is. Like, though I wish, like, not wish, but though I feel like if they nuke this shit tomorrow, like, I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, I still do appreciate my life. Like, I'm still going to get up and thank my creator every single day, because I am afforded an opportunity to live more comfortably than a lot of people. And I'm able to do different kind of things. And I'm not taking that comfortability for granted. However, would I recommend this shit? Fuck no. Which leads me to my topic of antinatalism, which is essentially being against morally and ethically having and procreating to have children. This is a loaded discussion for me, and I know I'm gonna not probably get a lot of pushback because people don't really comment on my videos anyway, but there's going to probably be, for the people who do listen, they might disagree, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? I welcome the discourse of people who disagree with me because, or even agree, you know what I'm saying? I just love healthy discourse of people who just bring about, different nuances and ideas to different kind of situations. But there's a whole group of people out there who believe in the same thing that I'm saying, which I think it is completely immoral to have children, specifically immoral to have children in order to find a purpose for your life because it's yours, right? Like, to bring people into existence for them also to suffer like you is one of the most selfish things that I think you could possibly do. Having children is one of the most selfish fucking things that you have to do. And I was actually going down this rabbit hole of like looking up to see like if people like voluntarily like commit suicide. Like, not for me, but I was just interested, like, do people really like wake up one day and just opt in and say, you know what, like, I want to be euthanized, like I want to legally sign up for like a hospital facility or whatever or whatever the case may be to like schedule my demise. And to be honest, the only thing that I actually came up with, was people who were like terminally ill or like on hospice, who were at the end of their days anyway, and who just said like, I just don't want to live anymore. So now I'm opting into an ethical suicide, if that makes sense. But like, just regular, average, normal, everyday people who just don't want to be here anymore. I did not find anything on those people specifically who would have rather not exist and who opt into not being here anymore. Because I think it's a perfectly normal thought to go throughout life, and you don't even have to be like my age. You can be even younger than me. There is people who have been subjected to things in life way younger than me, went through way, worse and harsh situations and things like that, who have seen a lot of different things, and they're just like over it. And they just don't want to exist, and they don't wish that on anybody else. But again, I think it's immoral to have children for just the satisfaction of having someone else around for you to quote unquote love, because you don't have enough willpower in yourself to love yourself, or dig deep enough to love yourself, your whole self. And to also, like, there are a variety of different reasons of why people, I think have kids, whether it be ego, whether it be appearance purposes, to have someone to take care of you in your latter years of life, for you to live vicariously through them, by putting them in different kind of scenarios that would help you fulfill some of your childhood, or would be childhood accomplishments if your life would have went a particular kind of way. I think all of that shit is selfish. I just think having children, period, is selfish, because what it implies is that even if you're not having children for any of those reasons, you're having children with the hope that within their existence, like, the world is going to get better. But in what scenario has the world ever been fucking better for anybody? We live in a patriarchy, and I can't remember back to any time, even in Jurassic times, where there was obviously people around who were subjected to a different kind of species, who had to maneuver their way through life. And that was also stress inducing. So I think throughout every single stage of existence, there has been some type of trauma, depression, something that has been painful for people to exist in. And I think subjecting that to a soul that doesn't even exist yet is just like, why would you do that? I can remember being back in like middle school and stuff like that, and having like home ec. Like, some people had like we had to take like cooking classes, and some schools, they had like a baby that you had to take home and take care of, and different kind of things like that. And you had to pass or fail when it comes to that. Why did it just stop there? Like there should have been something in place for adults for when they got older. And this is not about me wanting to police people's bodies and different kind of things like that. I don't want to police anyone's body. However, just like you need a license to fly a plane, to drive a boat, to operate a car, I think that you should have a license or some type of certification to say, hey, I am eligible to be a parent. I don't even think that it's just solely just financial, because that's a whole, I think having children within poverty, and that's subjective, you know what I'm saying? I think having children underneath, this capitalistic society within poverty is one of the most silliest. I'm really passionate about this. So I don't know, I'm going through all of the emotions in my head, and I'm kind of getting upset about it because there are people who are willingly having children in impoverished environments, and they know I cannot take care of these kids. They know I am not mentally or emotionally capable to take care of these children, yet I want to keep popping them out. Why do you? It irritates me and it infuriates me to a different kind of level, but I'm trying to remain composed because I haven't been on here in a while. And I don't want to come back as like being problematic or nothing like that. But these are just like my raw feelings. But I definitely feel like there should be some type of like licensing or certification that you should get in some mental health evaluations that you should have before you get to have a child. Now, again, I believe in the human race in general, men and women having full autonomy over their bodies. But again, they put these different kind of systems in place for you to operate, heavy machinery. I think, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, even if you're a goddamn CNA, you have to go through some type of certification, or you have to go through some type of schooling in order to be able to deal with other humans. Why not the same thing for fucking parenting? And to be honest with you, I don't ever want to have kids, but I believe like this way of thinking when it comes to me would make me a top tier parent. Cause I believe like you have to go through these different kind of stages in order to say like, yo, I'm capable of handling another human life aside from my own. Just existing is just one of the hardest things that you have to do. I spend a lot of time at home because I have to spend a lot of fucking money to live here. You know what I'm saying? And I think there are always going to be like, and this is why I'm just so pro do whatever the fuck I want to do, say whatever the fuck I want to say, because I would hate to get to the end of and I'm kind of veering off, but I'm gonna bring it back. I would hate to get to the end of my days and think like, damn, I didn't go on that trip, or I didn't experience this kind of relationship with somebody, or I didn't go after my hobbies and my dreams, and then have all of these different kind of fucking regrets, because life in general is just so fleeting. And I know that when I get to the end of my day, there are still going to be a lot of different things that I'm just not going to be able or wouldn't have been able to do, whether it be because of like financial or, just different accesses or whatever. Like, shit, I want to go to the goddamn Antarctic and figure out why the fuck they have everybody. Is it the Antarctic? I believe it is the Antarctic. I want to go to the goddamn Antarctic and figure out what the fuck they're hiding there and why they're stopping everyone else from going there and discovering what the fuck they have behind those goddamn ice walls. I want to figure that shit the fuck out, but guess what? I won't ever have that autonomy because there are different governments and treaties put in place to stop us from doing these different kind of things. So like I said, like there's different things that I want to experience in life that I'll never experience, places I want to go that I'll never go. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I feel like a great sense of regret, but it's just going to be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So there will always be some type of disappointment. There will always be a sense of grief or depression or heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want any single human being? Like, if you've been heartbroken before, why the fuck would you why would you purposely bring somebody onto this floating rock to experience that kind of pain? It's giving it's what is it called? Masochism. It's giving masochism. Like you might be a glutton for pain. You might be a glutton for seeing other people in pain. Like I just do not understand the whole logic behind that. Like knowing what I have to be subjected to, knowing that I don't like there's this website that you could go to, and I actually posted it on my page too. Um there's this website that you could go to where you can see all of the different kind of contaminants that are in your water. Like I don't even give my baby, Bagheera, I don't even give my cat water from the fucking faucet. You know what I'm saying? One day I looked at him eating because his water and feeding dish is like right in my living room, so I watch him. But like I was feeding him one day and I gave him some water and he sniffed it and backed the fuck away. I went on his website and it said within the Albany area that I think we have 14 contaminants within our water. And you have to think about the different kind of piping, how old and rusty and molded this piping is, and then the different kind of things that they put into the water that have an effect on your genes. They have an effect on a lot of different things. Like I promise you, me and my baby do not drink out of the goddamn faucet. That's why I have a filter on my shower, and eventually I'm gonna put a filter on my kitchen sink because it's crazy. But legally by law, they can keep giving us this contaminated water. They can keep giving us this genetically modified food that is a catalyst to, diabetes and hypertension and being overweight and all of these other kind of different things. The air quality. The fact that people are now operating, well, not even just now, because if you know, you know. But the fact that people can operate the goddamn weather should scare the fuck out of you. There are people on this floating rock that are acting as gods, and they're not doing it for any of the right reasons. Like when Kanye said, like, no one man should have all that power, I felt that. Well, obviously he got it from the movie, Malcolm X, if you know, you know. But it's scary the kind of world that we live in and the kind of existence that we are subjected to. And when I think about all of those different things, like I don't think about, oh, this is just my cul-de-sac. This is just my cul-de-sac. Like I can raise up a child and they could be happy and I could raise them with a white picket fence and we could have a farm. No. Because that would be me selfishly thinking that child could only exist within my bubble. This world is humongous. And where there is a lot of destruction and chaos, there is a lot of beauty as well. But to have a child is to know that one day they're going to go out and experience the world for themselves and deal with people you don't know, see places that you don't know, and maybe exist in a whole nother world where even though it's fine within this little cul-de-sac, it's fine within this bubble, when they go outside of that shit, it could be complete fucking chaos. I would never, this is why I say my spiritual children deserve way more. I had 2 terminations. I've only been pregnant by one person. I had 2 terminations when I was younger, and I knew then. I may have been a foolish girl, but I knew then that no, there was something inside of me that was telling me it wasn't right. It was not right. And then to be honest with you, the treatment that I was getting from that particular person at the time, fuck no. I would never want to raise up a child in that. I think that is some of the most selfish shit that you can possibly do. So we can talk about morality and all of this other kind of different shit. And a lot of people revert back to their religious or spiritual beliefs as to why they would still bring a child into this existence in the first place because of whatever the fuck they believe in. But I think it is more immoral to have a child grow up in dysfunction than to allow that child not to exist at all and for them to not experience none of it. And I think it's all about your mindset going into things. I think it's all about, like, if I'm doing things out of the protection of not wanting to see another person suffer or have another person suffer like I've suffered throughout my life. With my creator knowing that, once I meet my creator, I know that I'm good. Like it's a lot of people out here who fear God, creator, Jehovah, whoever you believe in. I don't fear my creator. I have a great deal of respect and gratitude for the life that I was given from my creator, but I don't fear my creator because I know my creator loves me. I have been in a lot of different situations that would lead me to believe that my creator loves me. And some of the most craziest and chaotic times in my motherfucking life when all I had was my creator to lean on. Trust me, I have no reason to fear an energy that has wrapped its arms around me so motherfucking tight in times where I could have went off of the motherfucking deep end. Baby, I promise you, when your spirit is in the right place, when you are trying to protect something inside of you that you love. And I had these feelings of just like, damn, should I not? And I had the back and forth. And is what I'm doing wrong? Is inevitably the choice was up to me, and I knew my heart was in the right place. I knew my creator would forgive me, not because I'm doing something that's considered immoral in society's eyes, but I'm doing something that is considered moral to me based off of I've been creating my own goddamn moral code since before I knew I was doing it. And I said, fuck society, fuck what everybody else thinks. I'm going to do what's best for me and for what I feel is best for the children that I could have brung into this world. And I think the best decision is to leave them out of it because they don't need to be subjected to any of this weird shit. There is now a viral story, case in point, right? There is now a viral story. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all know who Krishan Rock is and her family and, Tasiki and all of them. If you don't know, you can look them up. They have a viral moment going on right now because Krishan essentially came out and accused Tasiki of essaying her when she was a young girl and making her eat her out. And the nephew of Krishan has actually came out. He's older though. He has essentially came out and said the same exact thing. And apparently it was like 12 kids. And it was a whole lot of molestation and rape going on. And hearing that man say, like, what benefit do I get out of saying that these boys and these girls rape me? Putting, penises in my mouth and, making me have sex with them. And right, what benefit does he have to express that and lie on anyone? And this is before any of them were famous or infamous. I don't like to use that word, but any of them were infamous. And is this clip of Krishan holding her son and confronting Tasiki, the person who is the accused, and her saying like, let's talk about how I was 7 and you wanted to play house. How you was making me, eat your vagina and stuff like that when we was young. And she's thrown for a loop. She's like, what? So now she's trying to say like, she's willing to sue her for defamation and different kind of things like that. But let me tell you something. When something like that happens in a household amongst children, that sickness is not going to just end with them. That is something that has been going on for generations. That shit trickles and trickles and trickles and trickles and trickles. When I think about my own situation and the sexual abuse that I have been subjected to, as a matter of fact, with children, because I was never, that's a different story. But like the sexual assault that I experienced as a child was with other people, what other children assaulting me, or not assaulting, but grooming and all of those different kind of things, molesting me. This is something that generations of women in my family have experienced. I don't think a generation has been missed. I'm going to just say that. And some of the men also, I'm pretty sure. You know, I don't want to go telling anybody's story because I'm a firm believer of everybody having a platform to speak how they feel on their own terms. But trust me, that shit ain't miss nobody for real. So I said to myself, like, it ends with fucking me. When I put out that old brother episode and I was talking to my brother about the things that have happened to me as a child, I literally was sitting there and I was telling him, like, nigga, if anybody, let's just say hypothetically I had kids, if anybody touched my kids, nigga, I would be in prison. I would feel as if I failed as a parent because I didn't do enough to protect them, or I didn't see something enough, or I didn't pay attention, or I let somebody slip through the cracks or whatever. And that would break me to my fucking core to know that I could have prevented all of this shit. I could have prevented all of it by just, I just said to myself, like, not mine. And that's one of the reasons why I don't want to have kids. But like, I just said, not mine. Like, mine will not be subjected to this kind of existence. So like I said, when that shit went viral, I just thought to myself, like, I know that shit has been going on for generations. Because for kids to pick up these different kind of sexual habits, especially at a very young age, they had to learn that from somebody. And typically it was probably another child or an adult. I told myself, oh, I'm breaking that fucking curse. This shit ends with me. Me. Nothing from my womb will be touched, harmed, beat, heartbroken, depressed. Listen, I'm cool with carrying on that burden. I don't need to subject another human being to that reality, knowing all that I know and existing within this world. It would tear me the fuck up on a whole different level. Like, I would really go crazy. I would literally fucking go crazy. Because the fact that I knew I could prevent something and I went ahead and went against the grain and had these children anyway, that would fuck me up. And I would 90% blame myself. Even if somebody else was a perpetrator, I would still blame myself because I knew better. I knew better to have them because I know how ugly this world can get. Now, again, I understand that the world can be very beautiful. I understand that there are great elements. And this is why I say I wake up every day and I'm grateful for the life that I live. But I don't have to subject nobody else to this shit. The reason why these great moments exist, the reason why peace exists, the reasons why comfort exists is because there was a lot of discomfort. There was a lot of chaos, right? There was a lot of depression, and it took a long motherfucking time to get here. And it's contrast. It's literally just a bunch of contrasting throughout your whole entire life. You can't know what peace feels like if you never went through dysfunction. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I use my autonomy to just not participate. And I don't think there's anything wrong with the antinatalism movement because I think those people are hyper aware that, like, you don't have to, if I love something, why would I create something for it to exist and to endure all of this pain? Is that really love? Is it? So yeah, those are just my thoughts on the whole thing. Again, I know a lot of people are, probably going to disagree and different things like that, but I truly do believe like having children is one of the most selfish things that you can possibly do. Knowing that my star seeds are safe up in the cosmos with their creator brings me a lot more satisfaction than them being on this fucking earth and having to be subjected to humans. I don't even subject myself to humans on a day-to-day basis. Not unless I absolutely the motherfuck have to. And there's actually It's crazy. There's actually a word for that where you get to a place of contempt where the only things that you want to be around is yourself and like animals. There's an actual like definition for that. That's the place that I'm at in my life. I handle or deal with people in small doses. Like I said, very minimal. I'm just cool on everybody. And it's crazy that you know, I've tried to allow people to come into my life, and I've tried the attempts at being cool with people and trying to find a sisterhood and trying to find a brohood and trying to get along with family, and none of it seems to work out. But you know what has worked out? Me being by my motherfucking self. This is the most peace that I've ever had in motherfucking life, and bitch, I love it. I'm not calling you a bitch, but you know what I mean. I love it. I love the fact that I just get to exist, and I just get to go about life. And like I said, as an adult, I have choices. I have the choice of whether I want to deal with my family or not. I have the choice on whether I want to have a man or not. I have the choice on whether I have to be around, my peers and be in a friend group or not. Because as a child, you're subjected to all of that shit, and you cannot get away from it. Think about it. Even as a kid, you're kind of forced to, okay, if it's not people in the school that you cool with, then it's people within your neighborhood. If you're going outside, you know what I'm saying? And in high school, unless you just alienating yourself, and then you get older, and of course you want to experience romantic partnerships and stuff like that. So you want to see what that be like. And then you get a taste of that, and you just like, and then you learn. And then you learn. All of the shit that people are trying to force on you is not all that is cracked up to be. And again, I will keep preaching the season of isolation so you can get to know yourself a lot better. So even if you do decide, like, you ain't got to go to the extreme like me. I'm an extremist kind of motherfucker. But even if you do decide to have people around you, it's like, okay, I got these quality people around me now because I know that I spend enough time with myself to really like set out the standards that I want, to create my boundaries, and say like, yo, as soon as you get on that weird shit, you're gone. Really exercising the art of detachment to understand that you don't need a motherfucking soul. You were born alone and you will die alone. I don't give a fuck if you are coupled up. And that's a whole nother topic, right? The grief that you experience when you're attached to somebody, like when you're romantically attached to somebody and one of you leave this earth, that shit is like debilitating. That's why a lot of people in their latter years, especially like when they've been together for like 60, 70 years, one of them dies, whether it's the man or the woman, and then soon after the other person dies because they died from a broken heart. It's like you can't. It's like, what do I want to say? With great reward comes great pain. Either way you spend this shit. And I'm not necessarily saying this in a way of like, oh, I'm just staying away from everybody so I don't experience any hurt. Like, listen, I still have to deal with annoyances and different kind of griefs that I have to deal with on my personal life, even if I'm not around nobody. You cannot escape this shit, is what I'm saying. You're on kind of like this rat race for the rest of your life, unless you can create some type of like system or something that is set up to where you can live as free as possible. And this is why I do the things that I do. I say the things that I say. Like I said, I don't give a fuck how crazy I sound on this shit. I don't give a fuck how long and drawn out my videos may be, how all over the place. Listen, this is a documented receipt at the thoughts that I was feeling at this exact time. And this is the legacy that I am going to leave. It's how I started, how I've gradually gotten better throughout the years, and how I was unafraid to give my opinion on things that a lot of people might be against. That's the legacy that I leave. And I'm proud of that, no matter how crazy it seems. However, I don't need to invite anybody into my craziness because they don't fucking deserve that. Unless they're already here. That's different. Then we could be two crazy peas in a pod together. But I don't need to invite anybody into that. And that's all that I'm saying. I think people are going to continue to have kids. And I'm not even saying that a lot of people aren't even wonderful parents. There in this coming generation, I have watched a tremendous amount of men and women get online and show how just emotionally and psychologically aware they are. Like they've actually done the work, not even only on themselves, but just trying to be and adapt to parenthood. And of course it's never like a grand book that you know, it's not a playbook that you could really reference and go to, but there are different resources that can help guide you through this shit. And salute to them for really taking their roles as parents seriously. Because a lot of us didn't grow up in that. A lot of us still don't have that. So, you know, I think everybody is going to do the best with what they have for the most part. To the amazing parents out there, I think they're going to do the best with what they have. But like I said, I think a lot of it is selfishness. I really do. I think a lot of it is selfishness. It's egoic, and I'm completely against it. I am. I wouldn't go as far as saying like, you know, let's neuter the entire population until, you know, that's unrealistic. That's never going to happen. And that's taking away people's free will. You know what I'm saying? But shame on you if you know that you are bringing kids into this world underneath these circumstances. It's one thing to be oblivious. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be green and like you know, just a little ignorant to the choices that you're, but for you to know, how ugly this world is, and for you to bring another human being into this motherfucker, shame on motherfucking me, you. Shame on you. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. Again, I told y'all this is gonna be one of my longer videos because I haven't come on here in a while. But yeah, those are all my little crazy thoughts about antinatalism and, you know, reproduction, procreation, all of the different things. I just think people just need to be a lot more conscious of their decision making. And I don't think that they are. I think that a lot of people use children as trinkets, and they don't understand that these are human beings who are going to grow up to be adults. Like, they're not going to be babies forever. And they're going to experience the worst part of this world, and hopefully with you bringing them into this world, you can provide a cushion that softens the blow. But yeah, that's enough of my TED Talk. I'm hopping off of my soapbox. Y'all get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, share, subscribe, donate to the channel, do all of the things. And I will talk to y'all later.